Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Armstrong with Therapeutic Talks for this morning, for this week. It is the last day of March, and um, it has been a rather eventful week. Some things have happened good, some things have happened bad. However, we take it all with a grain of salt. We move on, and we continue to look at the positive because in everything, there is something positive. No matter what people say, no matter what people think, um, there's always a positive outlook that you should have. Be thankful for what God has blessed us with. Be thankful for who God has placed in our life, right? So today we want to talk about something that came across one of my social media accounts. Question was posed to me. Um, what do we do, or how do people cope with the core belief of not being good enough? How do we cope with the core belief of not being good enough? It is a core belief that can be ingrained in people from childhood, especially for those who have come through traumatic childhoods. And understand um, what a core belief is. It is something that you live by, something that is so innately embedded into your psyche and your spiritual or your mental functioning that it is something you live by. Okay. Um, now as a therapist, I understand uh, that core belief can have a significant impact on your mental well-being and your overall functioning. The belief of not being good enough is common. It is pervasive, and is one that many individuals do struggle with. Um, it's important to address this belief in order to improve your self esteem, your daily motivation in life, your self motivation in life. Self esteem and self motivation are two different things. That's another video for another day. Um, in your overall mental health, because understand this: when that's been embedded and implanted into your mind that hey, you're never going to be good enough, you're not good enough, you're never going to amount to anything, it sticks with you. And this is why we should always encourage our children, encourage adults who have fallen on some rather hard times or something like that. Um, and then, addressing this belief helps our overall satisfaction. I'm going to give you some steps to take. Okay. I'm going to give you some steps to take to help with the challenge and the change of the core belief of not being good enough. Number one, you need to identify the belief. All right. And I'm going to be reading from the handy dandy iPad here because I want to make sure that you get this right. I took down all these notes to make sure I get all of this in. Recognize when you're thinking or feeling that you're not good enough. Acknowledge that this is a deeply held belief and understand that it can manifest in various ways and aspects of your life. Okay? Identify the belief, number one. Number two, we want to challenge that belief. Okay? Challenge it. Start questioning the evidence that supports this belief. Consider other perspectives and alternatives of explanations for events or experiences that you've interpreted as evidence of not being good enough. Challenge that. Ask yourself the question, where did that belief come from? When I was told that, was was I not good enough then, or was it someone projecting onto me that I was not good enough? Okay? Develop a balanced perspective. Replace the negative belief with a more balanced and accurate view of yourself. That's a big one. You have to reflect on who you are. Okay? I was told one time, oh, you can't BS around. At that point in time, I wasn't BSing around. I was trying to do things and maneuver things in certain ways that a person may not have understood. But that didn't mean that I had to didn't have to take a look at myself and be like, well, am I BSing around? And when I took inventory on it, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't at all. For example, instead of believing you're not good enough, recognize that everyone has strengths and everyone has weaknesses, and that nobody is perfect. Okay? Don't strive for perfectionism, because that's only going to inflate some of these core beliefs of not being good enough. Okay? Focus on number 4, focus on self-compassion. Focus on self-compassion. Practice self-compassion. That's a big one. Practice self-compassion by treating yourself with kindness and understanding your own ways and acceptance. Accept who you are. If there are some negative traits of you that need to change, work on changing those negative traits. But you don't have to kill yourself to impress or please everybody. That's not what it's about. Okay? Focusing on self-compassion, treating yourself with kindness, understanding, acceptance, recognize that it's okay to make a mistake and to have imperfections, as this is a part of being human. Okay? Build self-esteem. Engage in activities that help build your self-esteem and sense of self-worth. Okay? This can include pursuing a hobby or interest, setting and achieving personal goals, surrounding yourself with supportive people. And that's a big one. Stop talking to your friends about what goes on in your marriage, what goes on in your life. You ain't got to talk to mama and daddy about every little thing that's happening in your life. No, you don't. My camera just messed up, by the way. But you ain't got to talk to all of them about that. Focus on you. Sometimes it's better to progress without everybody knowing what you're doing. And last but not least, consider going to therapy. Consider going to therapy. If you find that you're struggling to change this core belief on your own, consider the help. Consider seeking the help of a professional. Okay? A therapist, psychotherapist, psychologist can provide guidance and support to help you work through this belief and develop healthier and happier patterns. Okay? It's all a pattern. All right? And remember this. Changing deeply ingrained beliefs takes time and persistence. Be patient with yourself and try not to please others while doing this. But improve on your own thought process. You are worthy. I'm going to leave that right there. You are worthy to feel everything you're feeling. But one thing you're not worthy of is someone telling you or making you believe that you're not good enough. You are always good enough. All right? So thank you, folks. I hope today has been a wonderful video. Sorry about the little camera mess up there. Technology, it works when it's great. So thank you again for listening. I do hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Have a good one.